Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? I do hope you're all fantastic. So, with the World Cup approaching, there's going to be a few changes to this channel. Just in general, first of all, how y'all doing? It's been quite a while. Haven't made any videos just because I've not really been feeling too well. So that's why I've taken a break, sort of. But now we are quote unquote back. I mean, we're not, because the World Cup is here. So there's a few things that are going to happen, not on this channel, funny enough. I'm actually going to create a new channel, which is basically a non-Bayern channel, if that makes sense. So this one will be where I talk about football, mainly obviously about Bayern, and then the other channel where I'll talk about football, all teams, all countries, especially with the World Cup now approaching, obviously all games in general. So if you are interested in that, I'll have it linked in the description down below. It'll be created by the time by the time this video is up. I don't know what I'm gonna call it just yet, but I'm thinking of just calling it Football with Prince. Hi, I'm Prince, in case you don't know. So just something very simple. And now it's just a channel where, we can talk about football, about any football that I watch all the time, every time, so on and so forth. So that's the first thing that I wanted to mention. Second thing is, obviously with the World Cup being here, there is a lot of interest in international football. Obviously there are a significant amount of people that are quote-unquote boycotting this World Cup, so on and so forth. But I do think that the interest at the end of the day is going to be much bigger than people anticipate. I think people are expecting there to be some significant boycotts. I don't think they're going to be as significant as people would like you to believe, if I'm being completely honest. But for me, and as I said, I don't feel that well. I'm not really that well. It's the reason why I'm currently not working, funny enough. It's why I quit my job and taking an extended break for the past couple of months, just because I'm not feeling good at all. Ever since my recent bout with COVID. Bout, is that? Oh, that's a nice word. But ever since then, I've just not been feeling that great. So you should be seeing depending on obviously how I feel, but you should be seeing a lot more of me in the next couple of weeks / months, both on this channel and the new channel that I'm talking about. But with the World Cup being here, I'm obviously going to be making as many videos as possible. So if you are interested in my thoughts on and so forth, that is going to be the place to find it. Once club football, once Bayern returns, obviously you're going to find me on here a lot more. I've got a lot of thoughts that I kind of want to talk about, but I won't for the sake of sanity, so to speak. Yeah, with all of that said, I'm also running a fantasy football league for the World Cup specifically. If you're interested in that, the link for it has been in the description for the longest, but that's always been the pay-to-play version. But there is a free-to-play version, and it's specifically they've specifically changed it for the World Cup. So that's why I'm talking about it for once. So if you're interested in that, I will. The link is in the description down below. As I said, full disclosure, it's a referral link, so I will get something and you will get something. If you actually decide to use the pay-to-play version, then we'll both get something. But if you're just joining us for the free fantasy football, World Cup league, I guess you could call it, then be my guest and join. I'm trying to get as many people in there as possible because I'm trying to prove that, well, I have the best knowledge. Which probably means I'm going to end up last. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, another thing that I want to talk about is a little bit different, but it's relevant because I've not talked about it at all. So, another thing I want to talk about is, quite frankly, state of the Bundesliga. State of the Bundesliga, but I think that can actually wait. You know what? I'm gonna wait with that. State of the Bundesliga, because I was having a discussion recently with someone, and is the Bundesliga as good? It is actually. It expands much more than just the Bundesliga, but it expands to just club football. I think there's been a significant decline with club football. I think most clubs, if you compare them now to what they were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago, they are so much worse now than they were back then. As a club, maybe not individual players, but as a club, I think there's just a structure lacking. But again, we'll talk about it in the future. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, there's a lot of things that it's been such a long time, which is why there's a lot of things that I've wanted to quote unquote talk about. Other thing that I wanted to talk about is, were people interested in a podcast? Now, obviously, recently, I say recently, it's been like 2 months, but like recently, we've obviously had these, discussions where anyone could join, so on and so forth, and they tend to be like 2-3 hours long, so on and so forth. Yes, I might be able to turn those into podcasts, but more specifically, what I'm actually talking about is like, would people be interested in podcasts where I invite, because this has been an idea for me for the longest. But I've never done it. Where I invite people that work in football, so that you can get an idea of like, how do you get started with becoming an agent? How do you get started with becoming a scout? How do you get started with becoming a physio at a football club, so on and so forth? These kind of things. Would people be interested in that? So it's not really like, it is football related, but it's not like the on-field mechanisms. It's more so everything surrounding it. All the jobs, all the players involved, not players, probably should use a different word, but all the actors involved around and surrounding football, but not so much directly involved in football. Let me know if that be something that you're interested in, because that's something that I could definitely, try and make happen if there is enough interest. But yeah, with that said, as I said, check out my new channel if you're interested. You don't need to, but if you're interested, check out my new channel. Let me know whether you'd want to see a podcast. Obviously, hopefully I can get more regular content out, come the new year. Additionally, also, there's a lot of videos a lot of videos, ideas that I have that I kind of want to make, but we'll see about them. Then last but not least, let's not say last but not least, because I know myself, I'll talk for another 20 minutes if I say that, but we also have the Fantasy Football League that you can join, and then I think let's say last but not least, the World Cup. Let me know your predictions. Like, who do you think is gonna win it? Who do you think is gonna win it? Like, what is your thoughts, your take on it all? I want to know. Because I got my favorite. I had the team that I think is gonna win it, set out for like 4 months now, maybe 5 months now. So I've had one favorite, and they're not the favorite in terms of like the bookies odds. They're probably an outside favorite, but for me, there's been one team that I've been like looking at very diligently. Sorry, not team, one country. Well, yeah, you can call it team, I guess. One country that I've been looking at very diligently, and I'm biased, but I'm not gonna tell you which country it is. But I'm biased, so I think that kind of gives it away. There's only two choices, really, right? There's only two. When I say I'm biased, right? There's only two choices. It's either Ghana or it's Germany. It's a double G, all right? It's not England. Even though I live in England, I don't care about England. Right? I was born in Germany. My mother is from Ghana, so naturally, I'm gonna choose one of those two. Which is why it's always funny when those two play against each other. Because my mum was like, oh, Ghana, Ghana, Ghana. And I'm like, Germany, Germany, Germany. And then it's like, whoever wins has the bragging rights. Haha. With that said, though, as I said, let me know what you all think, and I will see all of you in the next one. As I said, if you're interested in the World Cup videos, join my channel. With that said, peace out. Have a nice day. See ya, and